Hello, this is Smoke and Joe Gamer. Today is a very special episode of Holiday Buying Guide 2024 because today is Friday the 13th. Ooh, spooky day in December, right before Christmas. Wow, this is amazing. So, I thought it would be appropriate to take another look at Retro Realms Arcade. So, there it is. So back in October for my Spooky Hello Stream event, I did play through all of Ash vs. Evil Dead as Ash. But then I decided to buy the Halloween game too. So I'm going to be checking that out today. And here's some stuff that I earned from beating that game. And then you get tickets you use to buy these artifacts in this museum here. So this is a really interesting collection of games. Right now there's just 2 games and then there's 2 DLC characters, but the whole point is that you can play as every character in every game. And hopefully they'll keep adding to it with additional titles. As you can see, you've got some arcade machines that are still covered, so I hope that means they're going to do more games. Maybe, I don't know, Child's Play, maybe Friday the 13th. Who knows? And then you get this little room here where you get these VHS tapes that you can watch with behind-the-scenes stuff. So just an interesting collection of stuff here, and you do get a trophy if you try to go outside, except that it doesn't let you. Okay, yeah. See? So, let's just jump right into here. So each game is $25. You can get them both for $50. So you get Ash Williams, and you get Michael Myers. I'm just going to try to play through a stage just to show you what it's all about, and I don't want to spoil too much for you, so let's do this. Great. So this is the 4th level of his story. So you can get Kelly from Ash vs. Evil Dead, and you can get Laurie from the Halloween series. And these are just neat little, 2D action platformers with pixelated graphics. They're just as difficult as the old, Genesis, NES, Super NES games. And of course you can switch between worlds, which you have to do to get various collectibles or even just get through the stage. And I got a special attack I can do. So this game is very gory, a lot of blood everywhere, but it's developed by WayForward, same company that did the Shantae games. They did some cool stuff. Actually, I think they did some Contra games too. Alright, cool. Can't go up there. Okay. So the story is that there's some villain guy who's trying to take over the world, blah, 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 and you gotta take him out. And of course, Michael Myers doesn't talk during any of the cutscenes, which is hilarious. Guy never says a word. But I'm just telling you, these games are hard as fuck. So, the question I always set out to answer in these videos is, do I recommend this game? It's like, yeah, to a certain audience, right? Obviously fans of horror movies and these franchises, people who are in their 30s like me, who, played all these super difficult NES games. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm doing this wrong. Hang on. Yeah. So I have no friggin' clue how to get down there. Oh, God. Yeah. And I'm dead. So there you go. There are no checkpoints in these levels. You gotta get through it in one try, and you have to recollect any collectibles that you may have collected. And you can bounce off of enemies' heads, so I don't know. It's like if DuckTales had been an insanely difficult game, And gory as hell, So each game probably only takes about 2 to 3 hours to beat. But like I said, hopefully there's some potential here to add more games and franchises as DLC. At 25 bucks a pop, you know, you get a nice little couple hours game. But the real selling point here, of course, is you're supposed to be able to play as every character in every game. So you can play as Ash Williams in the Halloween game, you can play as Michael Myers in the Ash vs. Evil Dead game. That's not working, is it? What? Why can't I jump up there? Oh, see, and then it does this. So when you die, it rewinds back, you lose health. But, like, sometimes it sends you pretty far back. It wants you to be on solid ground, you know? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, you can bounce off of enemies' heads, but it's kind of hard to do. It's a lot easier to do with Ash because he has got the chainsaw arm. And you get, you know, extra weapons and stuff, which is nice. You can do this, and it doesn't work on that platform, though. You do get some health. The candy corn lets you use your collected item. So... I don't know how to get in there. Okay. And I'm going to tell you that the Halloween game so far is much harder than the Ash vs. Evil Dead game, in my opinion. But look, see, I'm Scrooge McDuck. Look at me. And I got a trophy. Go me. And then the pretty girls tend to give you new weapons. So... yeah, like I said, this is a very difficult game. I'm going to see if I can just clear one stage for you, but you have a very good idea of what the game offers at this point already. And of course it gets progressively harder with each stage, but you have upgrades. So with the points that you get, you can buy more health, more special moves, stuff like that. So it's pretty neat. And then you gotta keep switching between the realms. And that's what you do. And then you got some boss fights that aren't too difficult. Some of them took me 3 or 4 tries, but... but these are just really neat games. I think you get what you pay for on them, I really do. And there's just so much potential, you know, if they keep going with their premise here. But, you know, there's a replayability because there's collectibles in each stage that you're going to want to get, maybe. Or maybe not, who knows. What? I wasn't supposed to go down there. Well, where am I supposed to go? Oh. Okay. No, this is where I just was. Alright, hang on. Oh, I gotta go there. Got it. Okay. We're getting there, folks. Yeah, but I can't get in there. Yeah. So typically when you see one of these collectibles, you just gotta make sure you go in from the correct side. So there we go. Now, these games can be fun, despite being very difficult. The only thing is I'm not a huge fan of Halloween. I'm a much bigger fan of Ash vs. Evil Dead. I thought that was a great show on Starz, and I wish it had kept going, but kind of ended on a cliffhanger. Oh, and then just for added fun, there's slippery platforms as well. Like, they're like icy, except not. So yeah, you slide. Oh. So. Really? He hit me first. Okay. And as I said, no checkpoints, okay? You got to beat the entire level in one go. Although it does auto-save between stages, but... so let's see if I can even clear one level for this video. I also haven't played the game in 2 months, so... just something fun to play on Halloween, you know? But today's Friday the 13th, and there is no good Friday the 13th game. Yeah, I said it. There is an old video of me trying to play the NES Friday the 13th game, and that game is just fucking terrible. So yeah, this is recommended to fans of horror, fans of NES platformers. Definitely not recommended for children, of course. Gotta take her out before she runs away. Thank you. Yeah. It also kind of feels like Castlevania or, you know, Ghouls and Ghosts at times, because you get these sub-weapons, and then you get the candy corn replenishes the meter there. Or no, I'm sorry, the ammo boxes do. The candy corn is just extra points that you use to buy upgrades and stuff. Told you, this game's freaking hard. Alright, so when you're playing as him, everybody looks like either a security guard from the asylum or an inmate from the asylum. Because remember, at the start of the first Halloween movie, that's what happens. Well, no, at the start of the movie, you see him as a child killing his sister. But then, after that, he busts out of the asylum to try to hunt his other sister. And that's it. I only watched the first movie. And you know what? It's good for its time, definitely. Did some interesting things that hadn't really been done before. But, you know, I don't think it was an amazing, profound horror film. Most of the movies from that time frame weren't. Like, Poltergeist was good, but... like, honestly, Friday the 13th and Evil Dead, Halloween, those movies weren't very good. They were just innovative for their time. But I can just tell you, I'm not into asymmetrical competitive multiplayer games. Oh yeah, and if you morph between dimensions in the wrong spots, then that will happen. Although you'll also tend to kill any enemies who were, you know, hanging out in that spot when you came in. Alright. Take that. Okay. So if you want to see a full playthrough of the Ash vs. Evil Dead portion of the game, then, you know, go check out the video from October that I posted. Actually, there's two videos. I did a full stream. Alright, boss fight time. Yeah, so this is the villain, the Overlord, and he goes between different dimensions and takes things that are important to people. Yeah, and Michael Myers doesn't say a word. It's great. Uh. Oh no. Get off my property! Get out of my yard! Alright. So if I can beat him, then that'll be it for this video. It's very short. Okay. Oh, that's why they gave me this item, probably. Okay. That's a weird boss fight. You know what? I want to keep the pitchfork. And then, yeah, you can skip the cutscene, of course. Oh boy, maybe I skipped a phase in there, huh? I thought I could bounce off of it because I did that in another boss fight. Alright. So like I said, the boss fights can be a little tricky, especially if you haven't played the game in a while. But just to give you an idea of just how difficult this game can be. Alright. You just gotta read the pattern, you know? Alright, I got him that time. Good. You also get a trophy if you beat the first level without killing any enemies. So, yeah, there's a whole extensive trophy list if you're into that sort of thing. This is the PS5 version, in case you hadn't guessed. And this is what I mean. When you get to the end of the level, you have a chance to spend the candy corn on more health and stuff like that. So that'll make future levels a little bit easier. So there you go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, just so you can see how this whole thing works. I'm going to tell the game I want to be Ash Williams. So as you can see, I also started that, but I'm going to just start a new game so you can see what this looks like. Where am I? What happened? Who knows? The Overlord brought you here, Ash. Just to toy with you. That's all. Yeah. So you can see how he's getting money instead of candy corn. He's got a roll instead of that, teleport dash. And then he has his shotgun instead of that dash attack that I was doing, so. And he gets these cocktails to get health back instead of the batteries that Michael Myers gets, so. I like playing as Ash more. He's a little bit faster. Plus he's got this nice shotgun attack. He's got a little more range, a little more mobility. And here's the Kandarian dagger. As you can see, that just goes through enemies. So that's it. So that's the strong point of this game is just the idea of, hey, I buy all these games, I buy all these characters, I have all this content to play. And those tickets that I keep picking up, those are used to buy additional museum items. So I'll just do that. See, there you go. Yep. So it's also just a celebration of the films or the show, rather, in the case of Ash. So now I'm going to jump into this machine. And I just think this is the better game and the better character. But just so you can see, you can play as Michael Myers. So the levels are the same, but I think there's a couple spots I couldn't get to because I would need his dash attack. So they, just a lot of synergy between the different parts of this. What in the underworld are you doing here, exactly? It's like, you're in the wrong universe, buddy. So here we go. So now Michael Myers in Ash vs. Evil Dead. Yep. So, and he gets candy corn instead of money, and he does this dodge attack instead. And you can see these are all deadites. Oh, that's a syringe. That's how he gets health back. Got it. I thought that was like a battery. I really want to go back and watch this TV show again. I think I bought all the episodes on Amazon. But you can see I already got that ticket before, so I don't have to get it again. But I still want to get those collectibles if I can. Yeah, so if you can beat this level as Ash without killing any enemies, you get a trophy. So there you go. That's it. I didn't want to spend too much time on these games. You get the gist of it, and I just thought this was a fun way to spend a Friday the 13th. So you can get each game for $25. You can get them both for $50. I think there's a bundle you can get that will also include Laurie and Kelly as the DLC characters. And they're $5 each if you buy them separately. And there was a collector's edition. I don't know if you can still find it, but it came with a plushie of Michael Myers and some other neat stuff. If it had been Ash vs. Evil Dead themed, I would have definitely wanted it, but I'm just wasn't a big enough fan of Halloween to want a Halloween-themed collector's edition. Which makes me wonder why they didn't just do two different collector's editions, for fans of both franchises, but that's right. And hopefully they add more games, that's all. So I recommend this to fans of horror games, fans of NES, Genesis platformers. If you ever thought that DuckTales should be harder, I don't know why you would think that, but this is for you. Yeah, I could maybe recommend this to fans of old Mega Man games, It's not for everyone, though. I'd give these games maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10 if I were to score them using my own arbitrary scoring system. So, all right. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.